भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of His divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual Guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened Master, Guru Manash Mishra.
ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णावपूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अहम ब्रह्मास्मि। So good morning everyone. Nice to see you. And Santosh ji, who says time cannot be changed and only God has the power to change your time. But I see you people have changed the times as well. You have changed it by 1 hour. When Ujjwala ji, it is said, no one can change even a single moment. You people are much, much more than that. You are able to convert it into 1 hour back. Some secret power is working with you, I believe. You should teach us how to do that. Because suddenly, one fine night, everything changes. And I don't know how you people cope up with that because of the sleep cycle that you might have created in the 6 months. Then how you change that by bringing it 1 hour back. Do you do any practice, Kirti, like people when they want to go on a marathon race, they keep on running for a few days and few months? Anything as such, Santoshji? No, it's just the alarm goes and you wake up. Wow, that's great. It would be very tough on this part of the world. Okay. So as we are here, and there was a specific request, especially from Ujjwala ji on that day, and I said, okay, I'm going to teach something that can be useful to each and every one of you, except the one thing I always caution, make sure both the husband and wife are not listening to this. Or it can such happen, you want to change something in somebody, that person is not in the group right now. If there is, please tell me whom to remove. And now, okay, okay, Dhavalji. So now, so how is your chanting going on with Batuk Bhairav? How many of you are really doing it? No, I'm not asking the people from India. I'm asking the people from UK actually. Achha, you're doing good. So Santosh ji, yes. Acha, kabhi kabhi. Okay. Okay, so I'll tell you a story then. So there was a small little kid who was growing up fast, summer vacation. He used to see many people swimming. And he used to fascinate about that. Okay, I will also swim. And I can also be a best swimmer, because he has seen many people, even in his family, doing that. So one fine day he decided that I will go swimming. But he has also heard the stories of drowning. So he was willing to learn that, but at the same time has fear. So one fine day, when he was sitting and thinking, one of his neighbors, whom he has seen as a very proficient swimmer, he was passing by and he saw him and he asked, like, why are you sitting so dull today? And he's told him his story, like, I want to learn swimming, but I don't know. If I go alone, I might just drown. He says, don't worry, come with me. You know, I am a good swimmer. I say, yes. Okay, come with me and I will teach you that. So he goes, very happy, excited. And finally, when he was on the river banks, the clay, you know, it is very slippery out there. If you have been in villages, you know that how the ponds and the rivers have that deposit of that slit or that clay that is very slippery out there. So he was about to enter into the water and he slipped. He slipped and fell. Caught hold of his back and says, Uima. And did not enter into the water. Came out of it. Now the person who took him, he said, why are you not coming? He said, enough. I have already fallen. I just fell at the bank of the river. What if I have slipped in the river? Who should have saved me? I'm not going to go into the water. I'm going to learn swimming on my bed. Possible? Throughout his life, if he is lying on his bed and trying to practice that swimming, it won't be possible, right? Prabhuji, ho payega? You'll never, because if you have to swim, you have to come into the water. So in spirituality also that works, in life also that works, in relationship also that works. In every part of our life it works, whether it is money, relationship, health, wealth, abundance, whatever we speak of, everything is on that. At times we fall at the beginning itself, and then we ran away from that place. And you see, many of you might be going through in a phase of life where you know that this thing, if this person comes out of this one addiction, even that can be me, means you. There might be a small little thing, I keep on postponing the things, right? It might be something that I'm late, I don't keep my commitments. These are all these things. If you even want to get rid of that, this can help. And the beauty of it is, Prabhuji, the beauty of it is, if you have fallen in water, you take the help of water to come out. Yes or no? If you have fallen into water, how do you come out? You use the same water to come out of it. It's the same way it is going to work. Because if somebody falls on the ground, he again takes the help of the ground to rise. Yes or no? This is so simple thing we see, but we don't understand. That means where you have fallen, the strength is also at the same place. Yes or no? Dhavalji? It is so evident that the place that actually hurt me is also the place that will help me rise. How many of we do that in our lives? Suddenly we fall and we think that this is where I lose my power. No, if it is, you lose your power there, that is also the place where you get your maximum strength. So now, as I said, the same place which has made you fall is the same place that will help you rise. Now tell me, what has created the habits in you? What happened? How the habits got created? Obvious, very obvious. We all know, being in this advanced world with a lot of like instructions, videos, everything working, we have seen it that something is called as a conscious mind and something called as an unconscious mind or subconscious mind that we call as, right? So everybody knows that. Anybody is not aware of it? Now, Kirti, if we are not even aware of like how many consciousness we have, that means we have not started revealing ourselves or knowing ourselves. So very basic thing that everybody knows is the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And again, all those people, those who follow law of attraction, how many of you follow law of attraction? Very good. Does it work? Now the hand comes like this. Everyone that has practiced law of attraction, somehow they will agree to this. They first raise like this, then the hand goes like this, even without telling. So that there is a reason why it is not working. And people are talking about how law of attraction works. I will tell why it is not working for you. And as I said, if it is not working for you, at the same time, you can learn it and come out of it. Yes or no? Absolutely. But today, we are not going into that law of attraction part. That is some other day. Today, we will specifically focus on how to change a habit of yourself and even others. No medication, no spending of pounds. Nothing is required. Free, free, free. Any takers? Any buyers of the free product? Good. And more than that, you can teach it to others so easily. But when you should teach? When you have experienced that. Makes sense, na? If you see the product that I have not used, I cannot market it. And majority of the marketing persons fail there. They themselves had not used the product, but they talk about that product. And then some people ask them about the product, they don't know. And that's where the sales doesn't happen. So similarly, if you want to take this as an opportunity where you can help other people come out of it, even a lot of people like Ujjwala ji, like when you people and Swapna ji also, I believe, you people go for these counseling sessions, right? When something is called as hypnotic, past life regression, then hypnotic therapy and all those things, right? What is hypnotic therapy? Hypnotic therapy is nothing but the mind that is active right now, that we call as conscious mind, is settled down. So the conscious mind slowly goes down and the subconscious rises. What is the reason behind it? Because there is a filter between that. The conscious mind doesn't allow the things to pass into the subconscious. And when the things are not able to pass into the subconscious, it doesn't manifest. Because as we all know, the conscious mind, if it has 10% of power, the 90% power is lying in the subconscious mind. And now just tell me one thing. Whose law of attraction works fast? A grown-up person or a kid? Obviously a kid. Kirti, you don't know? I'll prove it. You see, you have both Kian and Krisla. How fast they manifest? Because they don't think it will happen or not. They just order it to their parents. Dad, I want this. Dad, I like this. Then what does the dad do? Obviously, he will buy it. See how manifestation happens. See, it doesn't mean that it will fall from the sky. The thing that I want should come through certain in any way. That's my manifestation process. But you see, for the kids, it works very fast. But what have we done? Because if we see the learning phase of a child till 7 years, even in scientific way, it has been proven like a kid can learn 7 different languages by the age of 7. Now, why that happens is because that filter is not created till the age of 7.5. The barrier that we call as the barrier between the conscious and the subconscious mind is not yet created. But in this case of grown-ups, it has already created. Now, what do you think why this barrier was created? किस कारण से बनाया गया होगा? Now you see, the creator has a very intelligent fellow, right? He must be, if you have created intelligent people like you, he must be intelligent as well. Now, why he has created that barrier, Santoshji, you know? Because he knows after 7 years, you will start looking at the world and you will want everything. You want this, you want that, you want this. What you will do? First, you have a house, then you will attract all the cars and all the things. Once that house is packed, then again you will ask for a bigger house. And then I don't know, like it doesn't end, right? So what he said is, if the manifestation power works for you throughout, you will not stop. So what should we do? He said, let me keep a barrier there, so that the things that you are asking doesn't sink into your power process, means the subconscious mind. Whatever goes there stays there. How many of you have learned cycle in your bicycle in your childhood and have not rode it for 20 years now, 25 years, 30 years? But if I give you a cycle now, will you think? You won't think, it just happens. Why? Because it has gone into your muscle memory. What is muscle memory? Muscle memory is also involuntary muscles are there, right? So who is controlling the involuntary muscles? These are specifically monitored by the subconscious mind. And you see, whatever you learn there stays. How are habits created? Same way. You keep on doing it again and again and again and again and again, and one fine day, without you knowing, you do that. How many of you drive? Almost all. Do you remember your first day of learning how to drive? You were searching for the gear pedal, you were searching for the accelerator and the other. Where is the leg? Where is the leg? Now you thought you had 3 legs and you put one more there. And again, you are looking at your gearbox. Thank God now the automatic processes. Somehow it has been become easier now. But now, how do you drive, Ujjwala ji? Let me visualize that. Now, everyone, Ujjwala ji is driving the car with her kids. One is sitting in front, one is behind. And they are in their own world. Ujjwala ji is driving. On one side, her phone is ringing. She's putting her there. See, I can only tell in the standards of India. I don't know whether you call on the phone and talk or not. You might be using a Bluetooth. So one way the office calls are going on, other way, hey, sit down, and one driving, hey, you also look at there. Now, how do you drive then? Despite all odds. And it has not happened that you have jumped also. You're all conscious about this. How many things you are doing all together? And how are you conscious? It's because your driving has gone into your muscle memory. So without knowing, it happens. Achha, how many of you forget to brush your teeth every day? Anyone? Can you see a simple act like that also is happening automatically without your knowledge? Can I add a little fun to that? How many of you have realized that without you knowing, you put the same leg into the same side of the pant without your knowledge? All the people, those who wear a pant, you know that without knowing, you put the same leg into the pant first without your knowledge. And just cross your hands. Everyone. All on screen, off screen. Yeah. No, how just you keep it like this, na? When you are in no mood to listen. Closed postures, right? Just do that. Can I make you a little bit uncomfortable? Revati ji, hands not on cheek. Usha ji. Now do one thing. Check your posture and now just change that in the opposite way. The hand that was down should go up. Can you see how difficult it is even to search how to put that hand there? And is it comfortable? If you are not able to know whether it's comfortable or not, just change it again back to your normal posture. You see how good it feels. This is good. And nobody tells you to put your hand like this. It just goes on. Why does that happen? It's also unknowingly you have created that habit. And that habit has also become your level of comfort. You want your kids to be creative, right? Shall I share a tip how to make your kids creative? Very well. Any one of your kids is left-handed? Okay, Prabhuji. Very good. Your kids love to play with mobile phones and tablets, right? The Apple phones and the pineapple phones, whatever I call. Because I only know one is Apple and all other phones are pineapples. That's what we believe in here. So if you find your kids are very much attracted towards playing on the tabs or the phones, especially the phones, and why only kids? Even you can change your creativity process. How? Do you have your phones near you? If you are not online through your phone, okay, good. Just look into check your messages once. Well, this is a great session. Everywhere they say don't open your phone. Now he's allowing us to look at let me check some messages. Oh my God, I missed this message. No, that's how I want you to be. What did I say? The place where you have lost your power is also the place where you gain it back. And if we don't understand that practically, how are we going to use that? Okay, Kirti, enough. We know you have a costly phone, but that doesn't mean that you will dip into that. Now hold your phone. Now, how are you using it? Which is your comfort hand? You see, even again, without you knowing, you use your phone with a single hand. You see, Revati ji is much more faster than she holds in one and uses the other one to press it. However, almost 95% of the people use the right hand just to scroll it and to check the messages. I'm not asking about typing the messages. But if you are always using it with one hand, change it to the other hand and use. It is not rocket science, it is just science. Because we all know all the connections, the nerve connections of the right hand ends on the left brain side. And the connections of the left hand goes to the right side of the brain. That's why I asked how many of you are left-handed. You will find that majority of the people, those who are left-handed, are more creative. Exception Haribhai. He's a right-handed, still creative. No, we always have star marks, right? भगवान से भी कभी-कभी गलती हो ही जाती है. मतलब wiring बदल गया होगा. Might have changed the wiring process. But that's how. If you really want to become creative, you know what you have to do? Start writing with your left hand if you are a right-handed person, and start writing with the right hand if you are a left-handed person. Increase your creativity by how? How do you increase your muscle? By going to the gym, exercising, right, Santoshji? That's how we can build our muscles, right? How? Because we are exercising that muscle gets the power. Now, can any of you say that if I go and do into the gym, I will lose my power? ऐसा होता है क्या? Although you are drained, but still the power is created. Yes or no? If I go first day 5 pounds, within a month 20 pounds, but I was sweating. I thought I was losing the power, but without your knowledge, you are actually gaining power. Yes or no? Again, a great example where you lose your power is also the place where you gain it the fastest. So here, how many times are we actually using our right brains? Especially the left-handed people, they do, but the right-handed people, the nerve endings of the right hand goes to the left brain. So I'm using it again and again. I'm getting it activated. And that's why we are more logical. Yes or no? That's why we question everything, because we are only activating one part of because it always works from the memory. It always works from the past experiences. But what is about the creative power? is the right one. How many of you have seen, or you as a kid, exams? Have you written exams or not? You have just grown up like this and gotten into jobs. Not possible, na? So must have written into exams. Acha, go back to your childhood and imagine yourself sitting in the exam hall. And now there is a question for which you know the answer, but you are not able to remember it. What do? Show me. Suddenly you do one particular thing. Yes, Rajanji is already there. So what else do you do? You see, no, you are just don't keep your hands like this. You look at towards the roof, as if those things are written on the roof. Yes or no? How many of you have done that? You see, even now also, if you are trying to find a solution, you sit like this and you just look towards the side. You know why? Because this is the place where you get access to your memory. And all that you have learned is in that memory section. That's why you are trying to access that part of your mind so that you get your answer back. Are you getting that? See, even without knowing, the mechanism is working. And how about knowing, understanding, and using it for our benefit? So what I will do, teach your kids, if they have to remember something, it is good. It automatically comes like this. How many times you have done something creative and you thought like this? It won't. Try this and it will not happen. But the moment you change the posture to the other side and you start looking towards the right side top, you practice it and you see how creative you become. First one, left hand writing or left hand usage of the phone. Even encourage your kids to do that. Encourage your kids to practice with both hands writing. It is not about how the handwriting is. It's about just writing it. Why? Because I exercise my both sides of the brain. And if I exercise both sides of the brain, my memory is not just working on 256 GB, it now has 512. And not only 512, 1064. Because I'm using it in full. So both your creativity will be there, your logical mind will work. Now this is what I am going to teach to your kids also, but in a much more easier way, much more fun way, right? So that is pending, Ujjwala ji. So we'll do that. Now, if we are understanding the right brain, the left brain, and there is also something called as a midbrain barrier. Midbrain barriers are nothing but our own concepts of creating a ceiling for our own selves. Let me ask. Kirti, how much money can you make in this lifetime? Unmute.
How much would I decide to make?
Can you see there is not a clear picture yet? How much can you make in this lifetime? This is where you start.
There is no limit, is there?
There is no limit, because I will tell you why you said there is no limit. Because the limit is already set. The limit is already stopping you not to declare a number. Are you understanding that? That has already limited you. Or else you just click like this and you tell a number, because that number is already clear to you. But this is where we falter. So now you have to change it. What I said, the place which has stopped you should become the place where you get your maximum benefit. So if that is not working, let us change that part. How to do that? Now fix up a number then.
100 billion.
100 billion. But can you see somebody is lurking within you? There is a fight. One is said, Acha, really? But there is another who is saying, why only this? Why not more? This is the fight between both sides of your brain. The right brain and the left brain. The left brain always thinks in a logic way. He says, Acha, you can make it. And the right brain says, why only this? Why not more? This is a creative fellow. So which side of your brain is God brain?
The right side.
So the left side is not created by God?
No, it is created by God as well.
No, God has given us both the powers, but we are always on one side of it. See, how is it really possible to get that money that you've spoken of right now without even logically planning for it?
No.
It might be it might just be like a blind man find his way and hitting a bullseye. Ho sakta hai. There is nothing that cannot happen. But at the same time, when you are planning to get something, you should always use certain thing as called as a planning of that. The planning part is on the left side, but the creative part is. But now what we are doing, Kirti, is we are not understanding them and they are having a clash among themselves. And instead of having clash among themselves, how about uniting them and using them? So you have, it's like a two-sided, a sword with two sides of the blades are sharpened. And that's how we can use it. So can you see these barriers are there that we have to break? What do you think your kids will become?
Whatever they want to be. I don't have any sort of set agenda for them, to be honest.
When I say that, can I be a bit harsh? Is it okay?
Please.
Is it okay if your children become thieves?
It's fine. Somebody asked me while in a conversation, I told someone that if my daughter wants to become a homeless person, it is her choice, and I can't force my choices that I've made in my life on her.
Great.
If she's happy living on the street, it's her choice.
Amazing. But I will tell you one more barrier that is working there. It is good. We are liberals right now. We say, okay, everybody, whatever they want to become, they will become. However, you forgot your part as a father. As a father, you should ensure your child should not become that. Your child should become something good, not a person like a homeless person or a person who becomes a burden on someone or a person who steals. It's your job. Haven't you seen like God has given us the power to become anything and what all we have become?
Obviously, that was a bit of an extreme example. I'm going to make sure.
No, that is nothing wrong.
Guide the kids in the right way.
This is not with you, Kirti. Whenever I go anywhere, I talk to the parents. This is the most common thing that has come up now. Earlier, it was only engineer, doctors. Now it has changed. Everything like since childhood, we have only, you should become a doctor, you should become an engineer. But now parents have become like, they have gone through the transition right now. They said, okay, whatever they feel like, because we have understood that when I am doing something that I'm not loving that part, I'm hating it. And if I'm doing something out of hate, I will never create a beautiful thing. And if I love something, even if I don't have anything, I will be creating the best. So that was the reason that why we thought like whatever they like, they should do. However, as a parent, it's your job to make sure they don't fall into the wrong places.
Sure.
So that's our job out here, right? Again, there is a barrier when we say we are giving them away whatever they want. So now can you see, that's why I say a logical mind is also working. You have to use that logical mind there. That what is best for my kids. One thing, they have come with their own fate. What they will become, they will become. But what is in my hand, I should take care of that part. Is it okay that I just send Imam somewhere and say, you take care of your own self? He's a small little kid now. So as a parent, what's our role? To make sure we keep him in the line. Now, coming to us. Is there any particular habit that you want to change about yourself? Others is easy. How about starting from our own selves? So Kirti, you can mute. So let me take somebody else who wants to speak. Any particular habit that you want to come out of that? Anyone? Ujjwala this is okay. So she is raising her hand. Good. You forgot like how we raise hands. If you raise hand this much, we know how much you are putting effort into that. Please unmute. Yeah.
Hello, good morning, Manash.
Good morning.
It's always nice to hear you. My barrier will be is the consistency. Like, say, for example, same thing for like you like something, you are very passionate about something doing, but it's not the same thing over the days. It goes by, like you get bored of it. Like, not bored, but just like So how to make that like you believe in it, you do everything, but how can you make the same thing like for a longer period of time? The consistency or persistence.
So the word that you use is consistency.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand, like, because we have talked, so I understand what it is. Means even you like that thing, but after a certain time, you don't feel like doing that, right?
It's not doing like that, but you don't have that same effort. You don't put the same effort how you have done, but you believe in it. You do. It's not like you don't like it or something.
Absolutely.
But you just like is okay. Fine. We'll just like say even with the chanting. I'm trying so hard. It's so even though it takes not even 5 minutes to do it. But I don't want to break it. But that's what I'm saying to you. So I don't know for how long it will be, but I want to. So I just wanted to know how can it be like we can do that.
You see, that's where we start, like, because for you there are two ways out. One, if I talk from a spiritual background or a standpoint of spirituality, why you feel like that is you have not yet found what you were made for. Very scary statement. You say now, then when I will find? No, it doesn't matter. If you cannot find, we will search for that together. We have so many people, right? So we'll find it. So don't worry. Second part is, if that is happening, how to deal with that? How to come out of that space where I want to do it, but as you rightly said, I am not able to put the same kind of effort that I started with. Right? So this is the right statement. Okay, good. Yes. So this is one. Anybody else? I can copy paste for that to Kirti also, I believe. Okay. That's why I said no, birds of same feather flock together. You only attract the same kind of people that the way you are. And anybody else, anyone else who wants to work anything on themselves, so that I give one solution and that solution will work for everyone. But yes, there will be a difference in application of that. So I just want to take up your own feedback so that I can devise it right now for you, what will work. So anybody else who has the issue with consistency? And even Kirti, you can add anything if you really want to, that you want to work on.
It was consistency and also sort of pushing yourself further from where you are.
Okay.
I think that a lot of times what we do is we do the same thing and expect a different result. Or
that's madness, right?
Yes, and I think a lot of the times I feel like I'm a lot more capable than what I actually do, but I never actually do it.
Okay. Can you see your tonality when you speak that? How do you feel when you speak about the things that you are not comfortable with? You know, you are not that, you want to come out of it, but still you are struggling with that part. Because that has become a pet peeve for you, or like a pain area for you, right? So that's where you can, but again, remember, na, the place where you have the pain is also the place where you can find your solutions. So we'll find that way. Anything else? No angry people in the room? Those who want to come calm down without doing meditation also. Then Kirti, people will say, then why did you ask us to do the 9 days intensive meditation session? This session would have been enough then. Because we understand at times people don't get to understand the value of certain thing until they pay for it. But it is not the right thing. It is not the money that you pay. It's the time that you invest. Because money can be earned. Many things can be earned, but your time is something that you will not get back. So every time, wherever you are spending your time, make sure you are not spending your time. People speak of that I'm spending my day with my family, I'm spending my time with my friends. Heard that or not? Change that word. Never spend your time, always invest your time. I invested my time today in this session. Why? I learned something today. Are you investing or you are spending time here now? Investing, because even you don't know what kind of fruit it will bear in the upcoming days, months and years. You even don't know that. And why only this? The thing that you are learning, how many people can get transformation through your words, even you don't know that. I'll give you a very simple example. In our Indian Aham Brahmasmi group, Kirti, you must be knowing Raj Aroraji, right? He posts every single day, he posts some or other quotes. And Ujjalaji, when he was posting the quotes, he didn't bother like whether people are seeing it or not, liking it or not, nothing as such. But there is one more person from Chennai named as Gauriji. What she does is, she takes the same quotes, and it has been a long time thing for her. What she does is, she writes the quotes on a paper and puts it in the lunchbox of her daughter. Now just think of what has that person done. He has not known even that I'm writing the quote and this is doing something. She puts that and it goes, she works with MNC. And now every afternoon there is a new thing happening there. Generally we, Kirti, run towards to see to our friends' box what they have brought today. That has stopped. Every single day, 4, 5, 6 people run towards her to see what the message is there today in the box. Now just think of what kind of impact can we create. A small little thing. But do you think that that girl will ever forget the messages? Never. Never she will forget. So can you see a person, when he said something, he didn't knew that this can have an impact out there. He is sitting in Hyderabad. Somebody out there in Chennai, every lunchtime, they are waiting to see what the message is there today. Does that mean the message is not available on the internet? It is. But there is something called as a handwritten note that carries emotion and much more value. I want all of you to do one thing today, which I have done personally. You have to promise me, then only I will tell that you will do it. Whether you like it or not, you have to do that. Very simple thing. Write a letter. About whom? About your kids. Write a letter. If your kids are too small, still write a letter. Keep it so that the day they grow up, give them in their hands and tell them, this is what I felt about you when you are that small little kid. What do you think? How will they feel? I'll tell you, they will not remember the gifts that you gave, but they will remember the words that you said. Make sense? So write a beautiful letter. And I will share the letter that I wrote to Iman when he was just 2 years old. I will share this in this group today. If I find that copy, it should be there. And I will search it and I will give it. I'll post it in this group. Just read that. There is nothing called as too much of creativity in that. But if you read that letter, you will understand the emotion of a parent. Now, if we can create that kind of emotion between our kids, do we need to think whether our kids will listen to us in the long run? And now the issue is, what about the people whose kids have already grown up? Grown up in the sense they are already into their own lives, they have gotten married, they have taken care of their own things and all the stuff. Right? Still there is a way. Still there is a way. So let us begin with the smaller ones. So you have promised, I'm not going to write, you are going to write it. And the moment you sit down with a pen and a paper and you start writing that, you see how you feel about it. Unknowingly, you will tap into a zone of emotional barrier that you have created even without your knowledge, and that barrier will break. And just by breaking this barrier, any one of you, you see many of us, let's say I don't have kids, but what about my parents, what they did to me? It's also a barrier, right, Ujjwala ji? Same thing. Write a letter. What if my parents are no more in this planet? Still write a letter. When you write that letter, you forgive them for all the things that they have done. And you appreciate all the things that they have done good to you. It is going to be a very typical situation, but write it anyways. And when you write, again, you will see there will be a burst. Anything. See, Dhavalji, there will be a two-part to that letter. One, the thing that were done wrong to you, and you forgive them for that. And you appreciate all the good things that they did. At least they made sure you had food on your plate, right? When you were a kid. Why not appreciate that? So do it. It's up to you. I'm not just forcing you. Anything that you want to. Because the reason behind that is something that we are holding so tight that we are not having a good relationship with other people also. What is the space, Kirti? Again, the space where I have lost my power. Same thing. You can write one more letter for money. Like, how should you write? Dear money. Write in any language that you are comfortable with. How do you write that in Telugu? Priya W. I don't know. How do you write that? So, dear money, and write a love story to your money then. Oh, my dear, I have been missing you so long. And now I'm ready to meet you again. Kirti is smiling. He says, look, I can write about that for my girlfriend, but how about money? Yes, make money your girlfriend. Can you see, these are, you might laugh at those things. It seems childish, right? But whose attraction works more? I told you in the beginning itself. It's the kids. So if you really want to attract, how you should be? Obviously like a kid. So any part of your life where you feel you are losing the control. Let's say I'm losing the control on myself. It also happens, right? At times you feel like giving up. Again, it is the same place where you lost yourself is also the same place where you will find yourself. So what do you write? My dear me. My dear me, I love you so much. Write a love letter to your own self. Write to anyone else or not, write a love letter to yourself. Because if you cannot love yourself, you cannot love anyone in this world. If you cannot accept yourself, you cannot accept anyone in this world. If you don't have that abundance within, you cannot have abundance outside. Because everything begins within you. So write a beautiful love letter and dare to share it. How many of you will do that? आपको क्या लगा होमवर्क नहीं देते हम? No, for you people, I can do all that things. Can't you write a good thing for your own self? Now, how many of you are smiling just by the thought that what all you are going to write about yourself? Can you see that? That is already bubbling within you. That means the happiness that is within you, you have hidden that and you are trying to put something else on that. But today what I am saying is just remove that and look at your own beautiful self. At times, Rajanji, I take some photos of some people and I modify that on a, we have so many softwares right now on our mobile phones, right? Applications. So I change that and I send them back. Dhavalji, they think, somebody asked me actually, they said, why do you say you accept us the way we are? Then why do you change our image and send it? I said, you fool. I have accepted you the way you are, but the reason I am changing your picture is because it is the way I see you. I see you much more beautiful than that you are. And I'm just trying to portray the inner beauty that you carry within you, hidden from the world. I'm just trying to create that. And you also see how beautiful you are within. Now, how does that work? And you know what? The moment you do that, you also bring your inner beauty out. Yes or no? Dhavalji? Just think of, I am creating somebody beautiful means I have to bring that beauty within me first. And then only the beautiful thing will happen. I don't need to put a makeup on my face. If I make you look better, I will look better in your eyes, obviously. Because you will no more see me as a person who I look like, but you will look at me as a person who has made you beautiful. Makes sense? That's where we have to work. That's where the beauty lies. So how many of you are going to do that? And at times take your own photo and make it beautiful. I have made so many photos. I have sent it to Haribhai. Haribhai says, "Bhai, this doesn't look like you." I said, this doesn't look like me because you are looking me from the outer skin. Look at my inner beauty. You will see me like that. Yes, the freckles, the black marks, the lines on the face, doesn't matter. All that matter is how I want to portray myself, because I see myself in that way. And when I say I accept you the way you are, because I don't look at you how you look. I look at you how you don't look. Because within each and every one of us, if you have started a simple journey of exploring yourself, trust me, you are beautiful enough. Only the ugly people, those who are ugly within, will never try to find a way within. Well, they are so ugly within that they will never go inside. But if you have started walking towards your inner self, what does that mean? That means you are discovering your own beauty. Can you see the words are sweeter than sugar to the ears? But when you apply that, you will find it is much more sweeter than honey to the soul. Revati ji, After writing it, print it and post it in every wall of other people. Now we can put a poster of humans on the other walls. Why can't I share my happiness with everyone? मैं तो कहता हूं उसको बड़ा सा एक बना के उसको लगाओ किसी दीवार पे. Keep it on a wall so that when people come into your house, they look at it. What is this? You say, read. This is what I feel about myself. How do you feel about yourself? Ask them. And that day you will change something for them forever. It will be a transformation for them because none of us even have an idea how I look within. And that simple way of telling people, this is how I feel myself. Do you need a trophy for that? Your trophy is already given the moment you create it. Because every single day you stand up in front of that and you start reading that and you feel, wow. Can you need a much more motivation than your own self? You don't need an external motivator. You should be your own motivator. You create your own life story. You create your own destiny. And how do you create your destiny? It is said, destiny is written. भाग्य में लिखा हुआ था, पढ़ा हुआ था, कहा हुआ था. Has anybody said, Swapna ji, that it was told in your destiny? No, it is always said, it was written in your destiny. So why not become the creator of your own destiny? Obviously, Aparoji, what you are saying is, if you look at your own life from where you have started to where you have come, that would be your motivational story itself. But rather than just a motivational story, I want you to fall in love with your own self again. And the day you fall in love with your own self again, you start loving everyone around you. External motivators, they're just like balloons, like you pump it and it lasts for some time and then it bursts. So now Ujjwala ji is saying, you said that you will teach something to change others. Now you are changing us. Yeah, the change begins at home. What did Jesus said? He said, charity starts at home. Why only charity? Why not good things should start at me? Why should not happiness start with me? Why should not that love start with me? Why not that abundance start with me? Why not that amazing human that I want to see in others start with me? And why not that divinity start with me? Prabhuji, homework. Will you do? Because you do all these things and you'll be so amazed by the beauty that was hidden within you. Now coming to the next part of it. So you remember all that I said today? Do I carry a book in my hand? Do I take a note to speak whatever I want to speak? Never. I have failed when I carry a note, and I have always won when I don't. Why? Because when I try to stick to a note, I always restrict myself, and it squeezes me down. But when I don't use a note, I can speak anything. And Swapna ji, somebody asked, like, how do you speak such to anyone? You speak just like that. Whatever you want to speak, you just speak. You don't think about that also. I said, because I don't speak to others. I only speak to myself. That's my secret. Whether you are one person, whether you are 10,000 people, whether you are 15,000 people, and my highest crowd that I have gathered at one time and I have done the session was 18,000 plus people at that time. I was a speaker there. Now the people like, how do you connect with all those people? I said, I don't connect with anyone. I connect with myself. And myself is connected with everyone. That's, I want you to, you see, exactly the word is called as flow. Flow doesn't know boundaries. Flow is something that just finds its way. A river flows. A river doesn't stick to a plan. A river just flows. But it always have an end result in mind. I have to become the ocean. Similarly, our ultimate goal should be, I should realize myself in this lifetime. But that doesn't mean I will only go through one rule. I will only go through one way. I should only follow what is the prescribed way. No, find your own way. It's not only about planning, it's also about wandering. And on that day, I was speaking about being a garden versus being a forest. Forest is a huge thing. Forest is something that you become. You become wild again. Wild means not running on the streets, doing a road rage. No. Wild means being ready to accept everything that comes into you. Just like a plant of a rose, it accepts the thorns and the flower together. That makes it beautiful. And the day we accept whatever has happened to me, okay, there are part of thorns, there are part of flowers in me. Now where we want to focus is up to you. Which part do you choose? If you want to get pricked, choose the thorn. And despite having all the thorns, make sure you are a rose plant, not a cactus. Why do you think a cactus grows in the desert? A cactus grows in a desert because it only has thorns in it. Why are people abandoned? Why they are alone? Because they are only carrying thorns with themselves. That's why they are deserted. I was thinking that. These are not just plants that have grown. These are the experiences of life that you can learn. If I only become a prick, I will be deserted. I will become a plant of the desert. Yes or no? Dhavalji? That's how it is. I have never seen roses growing in deserts, but there is obviously a song, Desert Rose. One of very long time songs that I kept on listening in a loop for a long time. Now coming, this part is over, you will do that, right? Clear on that? Whether you write a letter to your kid or not, whether you write a letter to anybody else, your parents or not, write a letter to your own self. Because that would be much easier. And as I said, dare to share it in this group. Why did I say that? To dare to share it. At least out of that fear, you will write something good about yourself. Some people are so clumsy about themselves that they cannot write two good things about themselves. Shall I prove it now? Who wants to talk to me? Somebody should be daring enough. Oh, Dhabalji and Revati-ji, Kirti. So Revati-ji, we will take you the next time because I had a talk with you. Let's bring up Kirti again. This fellow is out there. Let's see. Because all these people are very close to him, so they will see what happens. Kirti, please unmute once. Haimaji, I will take you if time permits after some time. Okay? Thank you so much. Yeah, Kirti.
Yes, Manash bhai.
Tell me some good things about you. And all the other people count how many good things he speaks about himself.
Okay. I'm very good looking.
Oh, he's very good looking, he says.
Yes, I'm very
How
good
many of you agree, disagree? I don't go for a poll.
I'm very trendy.
Oh, he's very trendy.
I can speak very well.
Okay.
I've got a charisma that people can't ignore.
Oh.
I'm very energetic.
Wow.
My wife loves me very much.
Wow. This is one boon.
My kids think I'm awesome.
Oh, wow. Very good.
I can sing.
You can sing. Now we saw
I can
that.
dance.
You can dance. Okay, we have seen that.
I think I've got an infectious, irresistible aura.
Oh, wow.
I
Infectious
think
aura, hai?
infectious aura, definitely.
Wow. What a word.
Um, I think anybody who meets me never forgets me.
Last time somebody you were with me, he was thinking what your name was.
I think I've done
Rajanji
a
is
lot
saying
of
you can
things.
chant good mantras.
Yes, thank you, Rajanji. Remind me that. So yeah, I think I can do that very good. I think I've done a lot of things that a lot of people haven't done, good and bad. But all of those things have taught me something.
Now tell me something bad about you.
I'm not sure if there's anything bad about me.
Okay. So we'll not take it because it is being recorded. We'll not take it anyways. But you know, we can write more about our limitations than our competencies. Every one of us. You see, Aparaji already has predicted. He doesn't just listen to others. So now just understand this, Kirti. It is good that at least you were able to tell some good points about like almost 12 or 13 points that you told good about you. Majority of the time I have found people, those who cannot tell 5 or 6 good things about them. Not more than that. But if I say, tell me something that you are not good at, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. You get bored out of it. Then you say, if you know already that all these issues are there, I'll put a little humor to that. Is it okay? Two business people and a scientist were traveling together in a flight. So they were having a talk. So the scientist asked, do you know how much percentage of the brain Einstein used? What was the percentage? Anyone can help me with that, please? What percentage of brain Einstein used? So Dhavalji, type it. Haribhai says 10%. Okay. Any good ones? Haima ji also 10. So ये अच्छे teachers है, सब 10 दे रहे. Swapna ji also 10. Kirti 7%. Why he failed in one of your subjects? So it doesn't matter actually how much percentage Einstein used. But he asked, the scientist asked, the other two people, the business class people were sitting, right? One said, he might have used whatever numbers you are saying. I have never went and tested that, so I will not comment on that part. Whatever numbers you are saying. Then the scientist said, how much do you be using then? If Einstein has used 5% or 7% or 10%, how much brain you should be using? Now he started thinking, oh my God, it's a really tough question. If he has just only used 5, means I must be at 0.5% level. Right? Then the other business person did not answer. He asked the scientist, how much do you think you should be using? He said, if Einstein 5%, the kind of research I do might be 1-2%. Then he asked, what about you? I said, the other business person said, if I was only using by 1 or 2% of my brain, I would not be fool enough to tell that. You already have that power, but you are still speaking about that. Then you are foolish even than that. It doesn't share it. So my dear friends, if you are only using part of it, don't share it. Rather than work it, how to increase that part. Now we will work towards increasing our own mind. It can use in a creative force. It can be to changing the circumstances or habits. So one habit that we took from Ujjwalaji was consistency. The second thing that Kirti was speaking about, consistency and
Pushing
and
yourself.
what was the second one?
Pushing yourself, delivering to
so
your
pushing
maximum.
yourself to that limits. Okay. So any other people who has a problem with memory, or any one of you who has anger issues, or any one of you who wants to break any chain of habit for your own self, then I will talk about the others as well. So it just take 5-10 minutes more. Anger for Sumaji. Okay, good. Swapna ji also anger. Oh my God. But you can, you look as cool as a cucumber while sipping on that coffee. Okay, so you said you are only seeing at one part of my life. Okay, good. No issues. So any other things that you want to deal with, whatever you want to deal with. I said, when we use something called as a past life regression or hypnotic therapy, where these are particularly used to change your habits. And for that, I don't know how much people pay. Handling timelines. Yeah, everything will work for this. So what we have to do here is exactly what they do, we will do the same to our own selves. But can you hypnotize your own self? Self-hypnosis, have you heard that? Not Santosh ji, what they do, I will tell you. Self-hypnosis ke liye, what they exactly do. There are videos, okay? If you look at the video, it will be a circle that is rotating. Have you seen optical illusions? Optical illusions are something that look like something, but they are not. So it appears to the eyes as if something is there, right? So it is like a wheel. You might have seen that James Bond movies. It rotates like this, right? It rotates, and you say, like, look at it, look at it, look at it. And when you look at it constantly, after some time, you fall asleep. Those are self-hypnosis, but I will tell you, those only worked in the 80s. The hippies used that and it worked, but now it is no more working. And you are evolved in this past 20-22 years, right? So we will change that part. We will not use any video. We will not use any self-hypnosis. We will use our sleep. If we use our sleep, is it not already a natural sleeping process? Aparauji, they are yet to reach that Anhat Nath space, so we will start with the basics for them. So how many of you want to change your sleeping to a training and changing your habits? That's what I said, no? Even sleeping, you will not be spending your time, you'll be investing your time while sleeping. Good. No spending of money, nothing is required. Whatever is required, you already have it. And now we are not forcing that to happen. It is already happening naturally. Now, how many of you have, you like mangoes? Okay, good. You get those there or not? In UK, you get that? Okay, good. But the people, those who have grown up in villages, they can easily differentiate between the taste of a mango that has ripened on the tree versus the mango that has been injected with chemicals. Yes or no? That smell itself will tell you. Similarly, why I am giving this example? Which would be more tastier? The one that was ripened on the tree or the one that was injected? Which will have a good effect on you? The one that was injected or the one that ripened on the tree? That means whatever has happened in the natural process has preserved itself in the most amazing way, and you get the full benefit of it, right? Agreed, everyone? Similarly, instead of a self-forceful hypnosis if you use the natural process of sleeping as a hypnotic process. Then what? That means you are going to get more benefit out of it. How is it going to help you? It is going to help you in such a way, because when you go to the sleeping state, the 4 states of consciousness, alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. So when you go into the sleep, what happens? The delta waves activate. That means your conscious mind goes into rest and your subconscious mind awakens. That means the barrier that was stopping the things to go inside is now taken off. That's why in your dream, you can create so many things even without a single hurdle. Now just think of Santoshji to create a flower. Now you have to become a magician. But if you have to create a flower in your dream, do you even think how you will create it, or it just appears? It just appears. Why? Because that itself is saying you have that creativity force within you, but that has a lid on that. What is that lid? It's just like this. You have a bucket which is empty and it is raining outside. It can fill with the rain, but you have kept a lid on that. Will it ever fill up? It won't. So now what we are doing, we are using that same process of the lid opener. The lid has been opened. Now, when the lid has been opened, but how are you going to implant the seeds into that? Because we see our subconscious mind is more productive, more fertile than any of the things in this world, even from our conscious mind. So subconscious mind, if I have to put a seed, because that's how I manifest things, right? So what should we do? Now you have a device called as your phone. Show me again. Show me your phone. Let me see if it is having that or not. Don't worry. All the phones have the facilities. You have already spent enough money on that. Now, how about the love letter that you write? You record that. And you put it on a loop. And when you are going to sleep, put it in your ear with the earplugs. And while listening to that, you go into your sleep. What will happen? Can you see the same good things while you are sleeping? The first thing that will happen to you is you are listening something good about yourself, not thinking what you are not good at. But majority of us, while going to sleep, we analyze what we didn't do right today. That's why we have a disturbed sleep. We don't wake up early. We have a pathetic day tomorrow. But now what we are doing? We are changing that altogether. Absolutely. Your auto suggestions recorded in your own voice, because you cannot ask. I don't know if Sunny can do that. He can ask his girlfriend to speak for him. He record and puts it on his ear. Sounds much sweeter. If you have that, but I looking at Prabhuji, he looks me too simple for me. So he cannot do that. So he has to record on his own voice. So if you have choice, you can get it recorded from the people, those who are most influential in your life. But please forgive me. I should not be in that list. Or else tomorrow there will be a long list for me. Please, can you record this for me? Sorry, please, kuch apna kaam khud kar lo. If you want, I can ask Hari Bhai to do that. If you like his voice. He's too free, I believe. No, my dear friends, the reason behind it is the sweetest of the voice in the world is your own. Achha, ek baat batao. How many of you are bathroom singers? And I believe you know what Kirti, abhi to tum stage pe ga rahe the. You sung on the stage, so how can you be a bathroom singer? Bathroom singers are the one who only sing in the bathrooms. They don't sing outside. Now all those people, achha, used to be. So now you have converted yourself into a good singer. Achha, practice in the bathroom to perform outside. My God. Amazing techniques. Now just think of this. All the people, those who even think themselves to be a bathroom singer, they don't sing outside. Does your sound really irritate you when you sing? Any one of you? Any one of you? It's a very practical question. Have you ever felt bored by listening to your own song? You will never, because the sweetest sound in the world is your own voice. So why not use the sweetest sound that is available on this planet? Why others? Why not my own voice? Now, when I'm talking about this, Ojalaji, like you were talking about consistency, right? And Kirti is also talking about that. And again, like he's saying, like how to force myself to the higher limits, because I'm creating the barriers within myself. And then when it comes to people, those who have anger issues, when some people are there who have that barrier of money and all those things. See, what we are saying is we are so clear about this because we have repeated them again and again in ourselves. Now that has become a reality for me. Is it not a reality for you what you want to deal with? Now you see, it might just have came like a thought. Why I'm feeling like this today? Oh, I might not be liking this. Why am I irritated today? Oh, I must be angry. And slowly, you didn't understood that part and it grew. And now anger has become a part of life. Not giving my 100% has become a part of my life. Or feeling not competent enough has become a part of my life. Now we have to change all that. What is the saying? Your word creates your world. What creates your world? Your word creates your world. How does it? Let me prove it now. I am going to say certain words and you see what changes within you. Maths teacher. Now see, some people are smiling, some people are trying to remember, and some people are saying, oh my God, acha hua bada ho gaya. I have grown up. I finally got rid of her or him. Mother. Sunrise. Cremation ground. A beautiful garden. Can you see? I'm just saying words, but what is happening within you? Because those words are having impact on you, yes or no? I am saying a good thing. You're liking it. I use a misspell a word. Again, one more thing I got remembered here. Swapna ji, I was attending a seminar. I was there and there was a speaker who came from a village background. So while he was speaking, he slipped his tongue. He started the statement. Hello, gays and girls. And he spoke for 45 minutes, but all the people were stuck with the first word itself. He wanted to say guys, but he slipped and he said, hey, gays and girls. Gone. Did you see? A speaker might have been a very impactful one, but that one word has changed so many things within the thought processes of the people. Somebody might be, how can he tell me like that? Some other might be laughing. Some might be sitting and questioning what kind of speaker he is. 45 minutes he spoke, but nobody heard anything. Is exactly that how it works. Can you see? A single word can impact you so much. So what you should do? Change the words that make you powerless to use the word that make you the most powerful. Are you seeing the essence of it? When I talk powerfully about myself, I have one kind of aura, and when I speak about the powerless things, I have another. And if I'm changing, if I am only using those kind of degrading words for myself, I degrade myself. And if I uplift the words, what will happen? Obviously, it will uplift yourself. So now, instead of saying I'm an angry person, saying I'm not consistent, saying that I'm not good at this, let us change those words. Now, how is it going to change your world? Just like I spoke a word and something changed within you. Similarly, we will use the same words, but while you are sleeping, you are putting it in your earplugs and you are listening to your own conversation about your own self. What it is doing? It is implanting, exchanging the words that you believed about yourself to the words that you start believing in you. And Jhansi, in your school also, we want to implement the same thing for your kids. Every kid should go through this, and we will see how the results don't change. Can you do that? So now, switching of words that we are talking about. Absolutely, Haimaji. If you change the word, you say, by changing that word, everything changes. And all of us have our own dictionaries. What if I say, you have never heard me? Will you believe that? From 11:30 India time to 1:07 now, I have been speaking, but you have not heard a single word from my side. Will you believe that? Prabhuji, have you heard what I have said? None of you have heard anything what I have said. You know why? Because the words are going in the same way, but there is an interpreter sitting within you. It is interpreting everything for you. So all that you hear is your own self. All that you see is your own self. Because the same word I say as mother, or the word I said about the arithmetic teacher or the maths teacher, somebody were very happy, somewhere are thinking about something, somebody are thinking how bad they treated them, somebody thinking, wow, what a great teacher she was. The same word. Then how did you hear to me? You are not hearing to me. You are only translating the words that you know as per your own experience. Maths teacher can be many, and your experiences can be many. And that's why I said, you have never heard me. All that you have heard is your own self. So is there anything that I should be taking credit of? No credit to me. It's your credit, because I'm just hitting your, what do you call us? The ear wall. That's it. Whatever you are understanding is based on your experiences. Now, if you really want to help with that, you can write. I think there are limited people, so we can handle that. You can write the statement that you want to record on your own and send it to me. Okay. I don't promise I'll revert back, but I will try to, because if I promise, I have to. But I will read it if it is short. Some people will do like this. They will record a 6-hour journey altogether, so that throughout the night it goes on. No, I said record only 4, 5, 6 words or a sentence or few sentences. Keep it on a loop. It will repeat on its own. We all have that shuffle mode on our phones, right? We don't need to change that. So this is for your own self. Now, as the time is running away, I will help you out with the other people's. How many of you are interested in changing others? Especially someone in your house. Oh my God. Revati ji, your. Okay. But as I say, use it, don't abuse this part, okay? Same process. But if you record and give it to them, will they use it? They won't. Do one thing. See, you have to be very careful while applying this, okay? Or else somebody might get caught. That's why I asked, if two people of the same family are sitting and listening to this, be very careful, especially husband and wife. Haribhai, I think like, Lavanaji is also there. So I don't know who is going to apply on whom.
Definitely she will. She will apply on me.
So Haribhai already raised his hand. I said, okay, gone. But we trust that she will only use it in the best possible way. So now all of you, listen to this very carefully. I have applied this at my personal levels and it has worked. Okay. Let's say someone is there who has a very strange habit. A strange habit सुनते ही कुछ लोग बोलेंगे, can snoring be stopped? Why not? Give it a try. No, about the habits we are talking about, right? Let's say somebody is too much addicted to something. It might be Netflix. It might be smoking. It might be drinking. It might be spending. See, all that you feel is bad, right? But all that you feel is bad is not the bad things. But whatever is considered as bad as a society, you can work on that. Or else somebody said, from here on, whatever I say, you listen only to me. Gone. So don't do that, okay? Only, that's what I said. Use it, don't abuse it. So when that person is asleep, now you know the secret, right? The lid has been opened. Now whatever you say goes into their subconscious mind. Whatever goes into the subconscious mind becomes the reality. It manifests. It becomes a reality in their life. Are you understanding that? But be careful, make sure they're sleeping, or else they will say, what are you whispering in my ears? And at times people will think, Aparavati, oh, are you doing some mantra on me or what? Some black magic kind of thing. No, it is not black magic. It is simple scientific way of giving a particular kind of instruction to the brain that it understands, absorbs, and acts accordingly. It's like creating a right kind of habit. So whenever, especially when a person is snoring, you know they are having a sound sleep. That's why they are snoring, right? For me, when people ask, what is sound sleep? I said, when I snore, that might be a sound sleep. So that everybody knows I'm sleeping, right? So when a person is snoring well, Kirti, remember, the same place where you lost your power is also the place where you gain it the most. The same sound that was irritating you will also become beneficial for you, because you know now that person is sleeping tightly and whatever I say goes. It is all about converting all that thing that is not working to your benefit. So think of what you want to speak. Prepare a script, or else you'll be sitting there and thinking, what should I tell next? No, don't do that. Create a small little script. Take one habit that you want to change. Why I'm saying only one habit? Because when you see the result of that, then we'll create longer lists. But the wisest of the person is not the one who wants to change others. The wisest is the one who changes himself. But obviously there are certain things that needs to be taken care of. Shall I tell you how I wake up my kid every day? A very practical way of doing it. All of you can do it. You call them not by their names. You call them by what you want them to be. I call him by, hey genius, wake up. Hey creative, wake up. Hey, amazing guy, wake up. Oh, the most intelligent one, wake up. What will happen? Because if you all know, when you go to hypnotics as well, when you are just about to wake up, you are not completely awakened, you are not sleepy yet, that is also the best time to give the intentions. And if you say all that good things to your kid, then what is the first word they are hearing? It goes into their subconscious mind. Any money that you have to spend to do this? No money is required. So try this. It can be tried on anyone, but don't use any negative suggestions, because the impact will fall on you. Because if anything negative happens to that person, you are related to that person. That person, if something negative happens, you are impacted by it. And be intelligent enough. So are you understanding how to do it? What to do it? Just make sure that person is asleep and just whisper in their ears. Now, some people might ask, Hari bhai, for us, I can keep it on a shuffle, but for that person, if he or she is sleeping and I keep on saying that, when am I going to sleep? Hello, you don't need to awake throughout the night. A suggestion of 3, 4, 5 minutes is enough. You don't need them to be like jumping on your fingers. You say, okay, jump now. No, you just want to give some sentences, some messages to them that changes their lives. Can you do that? But let me see how many of you are actually going to apply it on others. Jhansi ji is going to apply. I know on whom this application is going to be. Obviously, it is going to be on Jason. So on whomever you are applying, please apply it in the most effective manner. Just for 2-3 minutes. Just whisper this. You are this kind of person. You see, sometimes we find our kids or even some people in our homes who are down on certain days. They are not their own self, right? Use this to get them up. While they are sleeping, tell them in their ears, this is what you are. And now as a kid, they trust their parents the most. And when a word is coming from the most trustworthy sound, they accept it. And the mind tends to accept it much faster. Does it work with husband and wife? Yes. You can change your relationships drastically by doing this. Need not, because we don't have a scale to measure where they are semi-sleep, sleepy or not. We can only do one thing, Aparauji, when they are fast asleep. When they are fast asleep means they are in the creative process. When they are in the creative process, what kind of inputs are given, they will create that like this. Same is the case with your money. Same is the creation with your relationship. Anything that you do. Try it with one, then we will see. I have never seen this process fail. If not 100% result, okay, how about 50% of it? Good enough, right? You didn't had anything, at least you have 50% good thing in your house. But trust me, the results are much better than that. So with this, I would like to stop here. And please go ahead and use all that. And if you have any questions, I'm up for that. And after using, when you have any queries also, keep it in a write-up. What experiences you had, means whether you are able to achieve something or why you falter. why you are not able to do that. Please keep a record of that so that when we meet again, we can solve those issues. Because it's not about I tell and you just go, and whether it works or not, nobody knows. No, we'll not leave it in that way. We will dedicate 15 minutes of our time to access the question and answers, so that what is not working, we can fix it, and what is working, we will accelerate that. Make sense? Good. So thank you. If now any one of you have any questions, go ahead. And if you want to revisit what I spoke today, the YouTube link will be available. You can go through that. Because we covered an array of things together. So many things were actually covered. If you are sleeping by the side of a stranger, then it works. Because I have seen certain families where two people are strangers. It still works. And then the strangers no more remain strangers. They become friends. Pata chala, every night Apparao is roaming on the streets. And what he is doing? He's going and whispering in the ears of the people sleeping on the floor. You are rich enough. You are creative enough. You can earn your own house. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. But people might think, what has gone crazy in this fellow? Now Aparaji is saying, what about the bosses? Make sure your boss is sleeping, whisper something in his ears. Aparaji, even there are other processes. We are beginning at a base physical level. As a person that I know you, who you are, you also know the way how to change something even without whispering and sitting here and doing it. Yes or no? Absolutely. What you are speaking about is Mastermind Connect. So slowly we will create all those things. We will create those mastermind groups for you within yourself. You will be amazed, like whatever things are coming, you just, ek hi baat hai, I just ask one thing from you. You invest your time and I give you whatever is with me. And you will never find a thing that won't work. If not one, another will, because at a time I don't give one thing. I just, and that's how we are. I have learned that from Hari Bhai, that whenever you give, you should give. So I don't see any questions, any hands up. So thank you so much for your patiently listening, not to me, but to your own self, because that's what we understood. But still good that you all, I don't know whether you invested or you spent your time, but I obviously invested my time in you. Now you can ask, how did I invested my time? Very good. I invested my time in you because I don't see you. I see myself in you. It's like the same person who could be a king and is struggling. I am you. And that's why it is my sole purpose that till I continue to breathe, I'll make sure I am the best. When I speak of myself, when I'm saying I, you are included. You are not excluded. Because the world of mine is created in your presence. And I will not let my world go haywire. I have taken up that responsibility. I have taken it up. Doesn't matter whether I sleep in the night or not. It doesn't matter whether I have a pain in my body or not. It doesn't matter what happens to it. My path is clear. So, thank you at times for listening to a mad person's stories. But I believe those are the ones, those who are free. And I always believe, Ujjwala, it is better to be mad and free rather than to be sane and caged. So thank you so much. Rise and shine, stay divine, and go now apply. And I'll be waiting to listen to your love stories. I'll be waiting actually. Remember, dare to share. Now, if people can have ice bucket challenges, why can't we have a love letter challenge? And you don't know me, I got the best prizes in writing love letters as well. Hello, not to others, because I wrote all the letters to myself. And people thought it was written for somebody else. All is me. So if you think it is written for you, I'm happy. Because I don't see you different from me. So thank you. Till I meet you again, may this Durga Puja that is going on, and yes, obviously the Ugadi that you people celebrated yesterday. I know Ujjwala ji was at the lunch and Prabhu ji was in the dinner at Kirti's house. Okay. So don't worry. I will be jumping sometime there also. So, Haimaji, is there anything that we have to take up? Okay, so just 1 minute time. Okay. Yeah, Haimaji.
Guruji, yesterday you told me that the Rama mantra, Ranga Ramaya, Ramachandraya, Ramabhadraya, you told that mantra.
Yes.
What is that for?
That time has not arrived. That mantra itself has certain powers that the day I reveal you, I will not reveal.
It's stuck in my mind and it's keep on repeating in my mind.
No, let it repeat. Let it repeat, because when it gains the momentum, I will teach you something so magnanimous with that simplest of the mantra that you will be astonished with what it can do.
We are blessed. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
So just for timing, hold on to that.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much.
And you just.
Oh, sorry. Unmute yourself, please.
Yeah. And you just tapped those switch words, but you did not tell more on
Okay.
that. Okay.
So, thank you. Thank you. It is good to see you all smiling. And that's what I want your life to be like. When I look at you, I don't feel like I'm looking at Zoom. I should look at my screen and I see like bloom. Everyone is blooming with happiness. Everyone is just glowing with that sheer glory that you are hiding within yourself, allowing that divinity to shine, because that the sun that rises within you, it's not the external sun. The sun that rises within you reflects your glory on your face. And I will not stop until that rises within you. So thank you. But now I have to keep a word, or else I'll keep on speaking. Thank you so much. Till we meet again, remember to stay God and be God.